Hello and welcome to me going through some more adjusting and going through some more of my 7-inch records collection. And I went up to the Disco BGs and I said to them, no, it would be mildly impossible. And I said that I'd get into their 80s stuff. So this is part something of the 80s stuff. I suppose a little bit like what I did with Cliff. I had all various layers of Cliff. So I'll just grab the singles, and because I never prepare for that, I always have them down there instead of next to me or on here. Alright, and that's the stuff. I'm back and trying not to. Let me try that again. Okay, there we go. That really did take a lot of time. So, the first one is an Australian pressing, or the it's not the best way of getting the record out. Of He's a Liar. Don't you love the baby blue? The best part about this too is that if you wanted to sing along to it, you could, because the instrumental version's on the other side. So you can whack on your B-side vinyl and have a bit of a BG warble. But also when I saw that cover, I'm there thinking, I wonder if they saw Elton John's A Single Man LP cover and thought, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But it also looks like they needed clearance from an airport or something in order to get permission for the photo shoot to begin with. Well, it looks more like they're standing on a runway than a cricket pitch. Next up is the UK pressing for Living Eyes. I held that up before I said the title, but never mind, I've done that many times before. Yeah, when I bought this, it actually looks like what somebody had done was stored the single separately and folded up the cover. Like they'd folded it in two. I hadn't done it. I mean, you can tell that the record wasn't in there for obvious reasons. But why? Maybe it was a kind of sibling punishment or something. But that painting in the background looks really dodgy. I mean, it really looks like an upside down waffle sticking up out of a glacier, perhaps? Yes, we'll have a glaciered waffle, thank you. Oh, would that be with a cherry on top? But in the middle there, I can kind of see this sort of humanoid pussycat type figure, and it made me think, oh, I wonder if that's an homage to David Bowie's Diamond Dogs cover. And as for what is next to Robin, I've got no idea what that is. Looks like an enormous battery, which would go some way to explaining that vibrato of his. Next up is the American pressing to this. Someone Belonging to Someone. And it's from the Staying Alive movie, with John Travolta trying to look very Sylvester Stallone from Rocky there, I think. Very. But the first time I saw this photo, I just thought it just looked so horribly contrived and unnatural. It's like they're trying to look like best buddies, and I don't know, maybe it's those sort of early 80s skin-tight singlet things that aren't doing any favours either, I don't know. But it just looks really forced. And they've employed the backlighting technique again there, I see. But with the way Barry's got his hand around Robin, it looks like he's one step away from wanting to strangle. So from someone wanting to be someone, or belonging to someone, or someone doing things with someone, and the backlighting effect and stuff like that, we have this. They've gone the opposite way, looking like they've been dipped in ink or something. At least the photo is a bit more natural. Either that or they've eaten a ton of licorice beforehand and wiped it on their tops. And next up is Japanese pressing of Life Goes On. I don't know what this picture is trying to do. Barry wearing something that looks like it's been fashioned from a car seat cover. Maybe he just went, give me something shiny, and said, oh yeah, I sat on that. That felt good. But it's like they're standing there trying to be tough. I don't quite get what they're trying to do there. As for those things they're holding on to, gosh, looks like they're trying to avoid a forest of knives or something. So next up, they decided to go from a fake-looking sunset to a real one in You Win Again. I suppose in that respect, Mother Nature was the winner because it properly featured a random boulder. In that respect, maybe BG stands for Boulder Gib. You know, the one that likes groups like the Rolling Stones and things like that. And I guess it also offers a natural form of backlighting too. So it's ticked all the right boxes there when it comes to an actual location photo. But this was their big comeback single too. I remember that quite well. I remember it was even in the pages of Smash Hits, that it was the big comeback single for the Bee Gees. And because people they obviously aligned them with the whole falsetto disco-y thing. So it was good to see them come back with this song. As you can tell, I've always liked them, and at this point I was buying the singles new too. So that was also good. But anyway, with that was from their comeback album ESP, and I'll go on to part 2 in the next video because this is the end of part 1. Why do I keep holding this up and flaring it back at you? It's like, oh, good grief. What strength of sunglasses do you want? Alright. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do all the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and all of that kind of thing, because, you know, as we all know, I love waving my hands around and sort of tangling everything up. One of these days there's got to be crack and the next thing will be Anyway, please take care of yourself, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Ciao.